Okay, continuing on with number 7, we have two parallel lines again. We have these two, and we have these two. We basically have what's going to be learned as is a parallelogram. We have 42 degrees here, 6z over here, x is here, and 30 here. Y is over here. A lot to do here. Okay, we have two parallel lines, so let's just look at one pair first. Let's think about which we're going to figure out first.
Find x first.
You want to find x first. Yes, x is the easiest to find because if you look at this, sometimes you have to figure out which one's the easiest to find. X is the easiest to find in the sense that we have a 42 given and an x right here with this transversal forms alternate interior angles. So x is equal to 42. Okay? Not 42 point, but anyway. So once I have 42, I know that this whole angle right up here is 70. Right? Because I add that 30 to it.
72.
Oh, 72, sorry. Yeah, 72, because this one is 30 and 42 is 72. Okay, so now I also know that this angle is supplementary to the 6z. So I know 72 plus 6z is equal to 180. Okay, so 108 is equal to 6z. So z is equal to 18.
What means y is equal to 108?
Okay. How did I get to 72? Well, this one was given as 30, and this one we figured out was 42. So if you add those two together by your angle addition postulate, you get 72. Okay? Now, we also know that, now you cannot go and just do this acrosswise because you don't know that. So what you have to do is you have to use this pair of parallel lines because we already have the 42 and we also know that 30 and this one are alternate interior with this line. So I know that this is 30 also. That means this whole thing is 72. So y must be the same as 108 or z, where we figured out z is 108.
What?
Okay? Z is 18, but y is 108.
See a triangle always equals 180 degrees?
No, Sal, you cannot do that. You cannot do that.
Why?
We have not proved that yet. It's not there yet. So just forget about it until you learn it. Yes, Annie?
Okay, so like 42 plus 30 is 72, so you get 108 because it's the difference of 180 minus 72.
Yes.
The whole thing has to.
Yes. These two right here are supplementary. Whoops. This one and this one are supplementary, right in here. Okay, and that's how we get that. All right. Now, number 8, you have two parallel lines again. These two are parallel to each other, and these two are parallel to each other. Okay, and we have 70 degrees down here. X is here. And I don't know if I can get it in here, but inside of there is 14, or 4y plus 14, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to write it backwards. 14 plus 4y. Okay, we have 3z plus 8 over here. We know that 70 and x is pretty easy to get because 70 and x, this one and this one, right here, 70 and this x are supplementary. So I know that x must be what? 110, right? 110 plus 70 is 180.
What? No.
Now that I have 110 there, and I can look at these two parallel lines right here, and this transversal, I also have 110 is corresponding to this. So 110 must be equal to 14 plus 4y. Okay? So 96 is equal to 4y, and y is equal to
24.
24. Thank you.
Top left, same thing.
Okay, now, we also know that this angle up here is corresponding to 3z plus 8. So we haven't been told to figure out the whole angle. We've been told to figure out x, y, and z. So you still have to do 3z plus 8 to figure out z is equal to 1, what do we say? 110?
02.
Yeah, no, it's
110.
Oh, you need this whole number still.
Okay,
102.
so 102 is equal to 3z, so z is equal to 34.
Okay, that makes sense.
Now, number 9. Let's look at what we've been given. We have 2 pair of parallel lines again. And we have a 60-degree angle here. And 3x here. 5z here. And 2y plus 10 here.
Which is the easiest
Wait.
to solve?
Okay.
Now, in this case, what's the easiest to solve for?
3x, I guess.
I think 2y plus, I don't know, I just
They're
think
both pretty easy. It doesn't
they're
really
both
matter.
pretty easy, but in the sense that you cannot solve 3x might be equal to this one over here, 2y plus 10, but what's it going to do for you?
It won't do anything.
It won't do anything.
It's gonna tell you what
And knowing
5z
that
can
these
be.
two up here are supplementary, the 3x and the 5z isn't going to help either. You have to start with something you know. We know that 60 degrees is here. So we know that this one right over here, 2x plus 10, is equal to 60 because it's corresponding when you consider these two lines in this angle,
Wait,
or this transversal. So 60 is equal to 2y plus 10.
I thought you-
Okay? What? So 2y equals 50, and y is equal to 25. Okay?
So then that means that the other one's 60.
So since that one is equal to 60, we know that 3x must be equal to 60. Why? Because it is alternate interior.
So then 3x equals 2y plus 10.
3x equals 60, x equals 20. And so this is 60. We also know that the 5z is supplementary to that. So we know that 5z plus 60 now, don't get mixed up and put your 20 in. X is 20, but this angle right here is 60. So plus 60 is equal to 180. There's lots of ways you can goof these up if you're not real careful. Okay? So 5z then is equal to 120, and z is equal to 24.
5. Wait, 4? 20 is Z? Oh, my bad. Y is 25.
I got them all mixed up because I've got 60 was supplementary to 2y plus 10.
Ah, no, it's congruent, okay? So, yes. 2z is here. And we have 1 pair of parallel lines here. We have a right angle given, 40 here, 5y here, and x is here. Now, it doesn't do us any good again to look at 2z and 5y because we don't know what z and y are anyway. You have to know one of them. So you always have to start with what you know. We know this 40-degree angle. We also know that this one right here, if a line is perpendicular to one of 2 parallel lines, right there, it is perpendicular to the other one. So I know that this is 90. Also here. So since, what?
Would 5y is your vertical angle to like, if,
It's a vertical angle to this angle.
okay, yeah.
Okay?
So that means that that's 90.
So really what happens is if this is 90 here, this is 90.
Which means
Which means that this is 50, right? Because we have the 40 here.
Wait,
That means
why would
it's-
that be like 5y?
It is 5y, but
Which
it's
you
also
solved it.
50. because this is a 90-degree angle, and this is a 40, and then the other 50 over here, okay?
She solved these.
So 50 is equal to 5y.
So that's different.
So 5y
Y
equals
10.
50, and y is equal to 10.
And
Okay.
that means that
So if this is 50, I know that 2z
Would be
Must
2
be
is equal to what?
40.
180.
What's-
is 40 plus 90.
No, it's 50
110.
plus 2z equals 180 because it's supplementary.
Wait, let me
Well,
see.
what is 2z equal
60.
to?
60.
130.
130, thank you. Okay? Because because 50 is here and this one is supplementary to it. Okay? So it's 130. 130 plus 50 is 180, right? You could just add them together and get 180, set it equal to 180, but I already just subtracted out the 50 ahead of time. Okay? So z is equal to 65.
Yeah. So that means that.
So we have that up there, which is 130. What else we got to figure out? X, right? Well, x is what? It's a
50,
corresponding angle to 50, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because of these two parallel lines and this transversal.
Yep.
So x is equal to 50. That was a
Yay, we're
pretty
done.
easy one. Okay. Now
Yep.
let's talk about the proof.
Wow, that is beautiful.
Okay. Given line A, B, I haven't put these things on here yet, but let's talk about where we got things. So here's A, and here's B,
This angle right here
and we have 1, 2, 3,
goes to a parallel.
we have 4, 5, and C, D. And we've been given that AB is parallel to CD. That's all we've been given. And they put some angles in here. Now, because I didn't have the angle thing, I just used A for angle and for here and here and here, and in your proof here, and I wrote out A and G for angle 1 and angle 2. Okay, so the first step is always your given information. So we're going to put line AB is parallel to CD, line CD. And our reason for that is given. Okay? Now the measure of angle 1 is equal to the measure of angle what? And angle 3, well think about it. Angle 1 is equal to 4, right?
And angle 3 is angle
Angle 1 is equal to 4. And angle 3 is equal to 5. That's what we've been given, right? So angle 1 is equal to the measure of angle 4 goes here, and the measure of angle 3 is equal to the measure of angle 5 here. Why? Alternate interior angles. Okay? Now, the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3 is equal to, what's this whole thing equal to?
180.
180, right?
Jeffers supplementary angles.
Okay?
Isn't the definition of
Well, it's the definition of a straight angle, but it's also the angle addition postulate, isn't it?
Would have to put both?
What about a definition of a line?
I would just say angle addition postulate. And
Okay, that makes sense.
okay.
Thanks, dollars.
Now, what are we gonna say? What's the very last thing?
Substitution.
No, we gotta make our statement first. We have to say
Oh,
that
I see.
therefore, and those 3 dots mean therefore when you're putting a triangle like that,
Measure of angle
that the measure of angle 4
plus measure of angle 3 plus the measure of angle 5
Don't we have to prove that the 3 dots
Angle
equal therefore though?
2 plus, no, is equal to 180. What we do, we substituted, excuse me, 4 and 5 for 1 and 3, didn't we?
Listen to Lucas, I finally got that one right. I finally wrote substitution.
Okay.
I never write substitution. I always write something stupid.